Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We're waiting on a few more people. Does everybody have what they need back there? You guys have audio? Everything look good? Sound good? Okay. We're going to get started in just a couple more minutes. Thank you.
You did a great job, by the way. You did a great job. It always works. It always works.
Mic check. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 3. You guys good? Everybody have what they need? Well, welcome, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. Just so you know, we have our County Manager, John Vithoulkas, is going to speak, and then our Director of Finance, Sheila Miner, will speak. And then those of you who want one-on-one interviews, just grab me afterward, and we will set you all up. So we'll get started. Introduce Mr. John Vithoulkas, our County Manager.
Thank you, Ben. Good morning, and thank you to all who have joined us here and to those watching online. I'm joined by members of our Board of Supervisors. We have our Chair, Pat O'Bannon, Vice Chair, Frank Thornton, Tyrone Nelson from the Varina District, and Dan Schmidt from the Brooklyn District, and I know Mr. Tommy Brannon from Three Chopt is watching online. We also are joined by our Finance Director, Ms. Sheila Miner, and Andrew Newby, our County Attorney, who are really the stars of the show, of what we're about to share. To everyone who has called or emailed us about their personal property tax bills in recent days, thank you. Please know that we hear you, and today I'm proud to say that our budget theme of We Can Do That continues. When we started, some background, to prepare our budget for fiscal year 23, we recognize that we were in unprecedented economic times. You know, I've been around a few years, and as I reflect on a long career, mostly in public finance, I've seen market disruptions and recessions, but I've never, absolutely never seen anything like what we are now experiencing. We could not have predicted gas, groceries, and everyday expenses rising to record levels. In this spring, we watched this play out in the tight real estate market, with major bidding wars for the few homes that were listed and sales occurring that are significantly above the asking price. You know, with this extreme jump in home values, our Board of Supervisors, they approved a $20 million tax relief package to help shield homeowners from the subsequent rise in assessments. So we ended up calling this our 2+2 plan. And the first part was a credit equal to a 2-cent tax cut to the real estate tax rate. To do this, our finance director mailed nearly 90,000 checks to property owners and applied 17,000 direct credits to accounts in March. The second part was a permanent 2-cent tax reduction to the real estate rate. So by doing that, the board lowered that rate to 85 cents last month as part of our 23 budget. So we saw the increases. We did not build a budget on those increases, and we sent money back to the taxpayers. Virginia law allows surplus real estate taxes to be returned to their rightful owners, the taxpayers. This is a law that went into effect in 2005. Never been used before, was used last month by the Henrico Board of Supervisors for our residents. So it turns out we were just getting started. As we now know, the values of automobiles, particularly used ones, experienced the same kind of supply and demand pressures we saw in the real estate market, but only greater. Simply put, older cars are appreciating at rates we've never seen, and older cars are not supposed to appreciate. They're supposed to depreciate. So, however, when we forecasted revenues for this budget, our finance team never projected such a substantial increase in personal property tax revenues from vehicles, because the final estimates come in, the actual values actually come in after the budget is adopted. So we based our budget on increased revenues, know that, from car values, but absolutely never anticipated values in the 30+% range. Localities in the Commonwealth, they have two choices. They can keep the funds or they can give them back. So I want to be clear, this is not the county's money. The values that we did not anticipate on. We did not budget those values, and the revenue that comes from the values, which equals about $20 million, that belongs to our taxpayers. So just as they did with the unanticipated real estate revenue, our Board of Supervisors, all 5, want to return this money, every single penny, to its rightful owners, the taxpayers of our county. We're giving it all back. So just like before with real estate, our county will be the first locality to enact the personal property rebate law in the Commonwealth. So let me explain. That 2005 law that applied to real estate that had not been used up until 30 days ago, it was modified in this General Assembly to be effective in July. So we are actually putting a plan in place that is ahead of the law that it's based on, and Ms. Miner will explain to you just how that is possible. But if you look at that chart back there, this year our county is providing approximately $51 million in tax relief to our residents in our community. That's $20 million on real estate, $20 million on personal property, and $11 million for our seniors and disabled residents through the Real Estate Advantage Program. This is unprecedented to match the unprecedented economic difficulties we are experiencing. The bottom line is that our county, Henrico County, is committed to keeping taxes low and pushing them lower. We are committed to being good stewards and doing what is right by our taxpayers, and most importantly, making our county an incredible community to live and work. That is our promise. I want to thank our finance team, our county attorney's office, and others who literally, ladies and gentlemen, have been burning the midnight oil to deliver a Henrico-worthy plan that is both responsible and responsive to our residents. Once again, to our residents, thank you. We heard you. Without further ado, I'm going to ask Ms. Sheila Miner to come forward and share details of this plan with you. Sheila?
Thank you, sir. And good morning, everyone. I want to thank Mr. Vitulkas for the recognition, but before I start my comments, I want to recognize that the Finance Department is a team environment, just as the other divisions of the county. And I want to recognize two individuals that are with us today who are part of that team. Carol Armstrong and Peter Harper are with us. These two individuals, along with their fellow employees, have diligently served the front lines addressing citizen concerns related to the personal property tax while representing Henrico County in a very positive and professional way. And I just want to offer you both our thanks on behalf of the county for the service that you have carried on. And please take that back to your counterparts as well today who couldn't be with us, because they're continuing that service just as we speak. So thank you very much. As the manager indicated, our purpose here today is to let Henrico residents know that we hear you. And in response to the feedback we have received, I'm pleased to provide the specifics on two personal property tax initiatives that will be implemented by the county. The first, to assist our taxpayers with the current personal property bills. The county will be passing an emergency ordinance Tuesday night, extending the deadline for those bills from June 6th to August 5th, 2022, without penalties or interest. Secondly, staff will be introducing an ordinance this summer to provide a 52-cent credit to taxpayers on cars, trucks, and motorcycles on the second half bills that will be due December 5th. This will effectively reduce the tax rate on these vehicles to $2.98 for the entire year. Let me give you more details on both of these initiatives. The first handout provided to you is a copy of the ordinance to be introduced to our board on Tuesday, extending the deadline for personal property by 60 days. This will allow our taxpayers 2 extra months to pay personal property tax bills, regardless of whether their values increased or the type of personal property that was billed. The entire bill will be due, including vehicle license, will be extended. It will also apply to our business personal property taxes as well, providing the same benefit to our business community. And the extension does not apply to real estate taxes, just to be clear. Those will continue to be due on June 6th. The second handout in our second initiative is a breakdown of how the new 52-cent personal property credit will be applied in 3 different vehicle assessments to give you some idea of how this calculation will happen. This credit will be applied in the second half to bills distributed in October and due December 5th. As Mr. Vitulkas alluded, the General Assembly just passed legislation allowing localities to provide tax relief on personal property this session, and that will take effect on July 1st. Henrico will be utilizing that permissive authority soon after it is effective to apply a one-time credit equal to 52 cents on the tax rate to those second half personal property bills. In effect, this will result in a total billing for the year equivalent to a $2.98 tax rate for 2022. For taxpayers who have recently joined us in Henrico County or have purchased a new vehicle this mid-year, the credit will be prorated accordingly. And for those who have already paid their personal property taxes in full for the whole year, we'll be applying that credit to your account, and you'll receive a check soon after that credit is applied. I want to reiterate Mr. Vithoulkas' point that Henrico maintains at $3.50 the lowest personal property tax rate of the largest localities in the Richmond metro area, and we also utilize the lower loan value for our assessments. Today's announcement of a personal property tax credit will effectively reduce that personal property rate to an unprecedented $2.98 effective rate. As I wrap up, I'd like to remind our residents that the county also has an appeals process for vehicles with high mileage based on their age or damage beyond normal wear and tear. And again, we are excited to be the first locality to provide a real estate tax credit in March of this year, but also the first to announce in this same year that we will also apply the newly enacted personal property credit as well. Both of these unprecedented initiatives reiterate Henrico's commitment to do what is right by our residents, particularly when it comes to our financial policies. I'm now going to turn this over to Ben Shepard, our Public Relations Director, to wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila, and thank you to everyone who's here and everyone who's watching on YouTube. Those of you who I spoke to before, if you'd like to do one-on-one interviews with members of the board or the county manager or the finance director, please let me know. Thank you all for coming.